I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff here. Two different styles of pizzicato. There's classical pizzicato and then, of course, jazz, which is much more abrasive because you have to get over screaming brass instruments, etc. But if you're playing in an orchestra, typically speaking, you're not the only bass player, and so you are just relying on the sound of this large sound cavity here, and you're just going to do a plucking motion. If you were going to do jazz pizzicato, you'd be pulling through the string like you're shooting an arrow off into the distance there, but we're not doing that because we don't want that much, like that ping at the beginning of the note. You don't really want that. So you will just want just quick with the finger. And typically, oftentimes, if you're holding the bow, you don't really have much, you don't have a lot of distance or a lot of momentum to use anyway, because you often have to come back to here, to here. If you're playing German bow, it'll be looking like the opposite, like that, to that. So in the Brahms here, you will have 19 measures of rest for you to grab your bow. So I'm not really going to be holding the bow right now as you are pizzicatoing from the beginning all the way to
Great.
letter E.
So we're going to start at letter B, just to go over these sharps right here. So the first time we do it, can we go ahead and use our bow just so we can hear
Sure.
the notes a little bit better to kind of match pitch? So starting at letter B, basses, try it with the bow once. So 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Pianissimo. I'm going to start over. I'm going to play a B instead of a B flat for you.
Okay.
Just in case you thought I was a complete genius. Shift. 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 Okay, let me show you a different thing you can do here. We're going to start at measure 31, and over here when we get to 32, 33, 34, 35, I'm going to do something a little different. So here I go from
31?
31. Shift. Uh-oh. Now. Okay,
So do 4, 4. And is that what you're doing? 4, 4?
1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, you're talking about fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing 4, 4, then 1, 4. So right here, you could do that 4, 4, and then 1, 4, and so you would be yeah.
Cool. All right, next spot.
1, 4, and 4.
Let's do. So we are. Oh, actually, let's do that pizzicato now. So
Okay.
letter B, actually pizzicato as written. So
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, going on to letter E. We have arco here, and we have a bunch of accidentals. So we're going to go ahead and match each pitch first. So if you could just hold each note.
Okay, here's your A sharp. G. And A sharp. And E. E flat.
Great. And then with the rhythm. So 1, 2. Thank you. All right. Next is this little section right here. Bum, ba-da, rest, rest. Bum, ba-da, rest, da, da, da. 2, 3. Maybe a little slower than that. Okay. So, right after G, where it says arco.
All right.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Good.
Do that again.
So the rhythm there, guys, is going to be different. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1.
Yeah, let me hit that
good.
one
So
more
one more
time.
time. Ready?
Yeah. From
same spot right
same
there.
spot.
Arco, yep. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. So basses, what's happening here is you actually have that's kind of the melody line, and everyone else is just holding notes right there, if I recall correctly. So that's a really big spot for the basses to add lots of vibrato on those long notes. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
Okay. Notice I'm not starting on an up bow. I'm not starting all the way at the tip. I'm like halfway, 3/4 of the way down, because you want to have, when you just look over here for a second, when you go to the dotted half note, you want to have a lot of bow for that. Okay, because it's a full measure there, and it's not that quick, so you're going to be on that note for a minute or so there, a couple seconds, whatever. So give yourself time to get to that frog.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Thank you. All right, basses. Everything else looks pretty self-explanatory. I would recommend you guys practice with a metronome for this piece.